Okay guys, so today we are going to be starting a new lesson and a new reading book, but we're going to be continuing to practice some of those same reading skills and vocabulary, and then we're also going to start talking about healthy foods and healthy eating. So, first we are going to introduce this book called Let's Bake a Cake. So, just looking at the cover, who can tell me what they think this story is about?
It could be about birthdays, because I get cake when it's my birthday.
That's a good idea. Anyone else have any? This is Kelly.
Baking.
Baking. That's a great idea. Tammy, do you have anything to add?
Just how to make a cake.
Make a cake. Those are all great ideas. So yeah, what we are going to learn about is what ingredients you need to bake a cake, and then also where those ingredients come from. Because we want to talk about healthy things that you need, and then where our food comes from. So raise your hand who has ever made a cake. Awesome. Now what is something that you remember putting in that cake? Remember any of the ingredients you used? Rachel.
I put an egg in mine.
Put an egg in yours. That's definitely one of the ingredients. Does anyone else remember those ingredients? Tammy.
I think there was water in it.
There was water. Sometimes if you use a box cake mix, you can add it to those ingredients. Okay, awesome. Well, now we are going to go ahead and start looking at the book and see what some of the other parts of the book are. So here we have our title page. If we flip through here, we see some of these bold words. These are going to be some of our word list, our word wall words today that we are going to focus on. So we see those. And does anyone notice anything else about this book as we're flipping through it, besides just the main text of the book?
They have circles on the bottom.
There's circles on the bottom. So these are extra little facts, so like little fact bubbles, and then extra little pictures that tell us even more about. So this page is talking about sugar beets because you put sugar in cake. Let's see if there's anything else. So we have those bolded words, and we have fact bubbles, and then along the bottom in some of the pages you have even other facts, so what other food sugar may be in. Okay, let's see. Anything else we notice? We have word bubbles and bolded words. And then sometimes we're going to have these extra sections. When we get to a page, who wants to tell me what we're going to read first? Where should we start on a page? Kelly. The top. Okay, so we're going to start at the top and read these sections, and then we'll work our way to the other sections. So we may read this, and then we can jump down to this big area and look at these other big diagrams, and then look at the smaller pictures, so we can kind of work from the main to the secondary parts. That's good. Now, we have all these bold words in here, and what's something that expository books have had in them before, we've talked about. It's something that has something at the back of the book where we can look words up. Rachel.
The glossary.
The glossary. So let's see if we can find the glossary. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the glossary. So if we find any of those bolded words and we don't know what they mean, we can flip all the way to the end and look them up for the definition. Okay? So now we are going to start going over our word list. And so today we have lots of new words to go over. And we'll go over them again as we read through the book. So first we're going to start with our EA words, and then we have double consonant words. And we've done these before. Who remember what a double consonant was? Remember what those ones were? Our double consonant is when we have two letters back to back that aren't vowels. So we have in different, we have F, F. In chopped, we have P, P. So we have two letters connected together. Yes, Rachel.
Do they have to be the same?
They do. So it's going to be, they aren't going to be the same from word to word, but they have to be the same letter to connect it together, okay? So we have butter, so we have T, T. So those are, because F, so all the letters that are vowels are our consonants, and so there's two of the same letter together. Okay, who remembers what a compound word is?
Two words together.
Two words together. So we talked about birthdays, because on birthdays we get cake. So that is a birthday is a compound word. Okay, and then we have our sight words that we're gonna practice, and then we have new vocabulary words. So I'm going to say the word, and then I'm gonna have you repeat it. So our first we'll go through our EA words. So we have year,
Year,
cream,
cream,
ready,
Ready.
wheat,
Wheat.
bread,
bread,
spread.
spread,
Okay, now we're gonna move on to our double consonant. We have different,
different,
chopped,
chopped,
butter,
Butter.
utter,
Utter.
skimmed,
skimmed,
spinning.
spinning,
Good. Okay, now let's work on our compound words. So we have birthday,
birthday,
different,
different,
cowsheds,
cowsheds,
buttermilk,
buttermilk,
hen house,
henhouse,
and sunshine.
sunshine.
Good. Now before we do our sight words, let's do a little review. So Rachel, can you tell me what this one was?
Wheat,
Good job. And Tammy, how about this one?
chopped,
Good. And Kelly, how about this one?
Hen house.
Great. And let's see, Tammy, second one.
cream,
Okay. And Rachel, first one.
Different.
Good. And Kelly, how about this
Birthday.
one? Perfect. Okay. So now we're gonna do our sight words. So our first one is chocolate.
chocolate,
And then recipe,
Recipe.
liquid,
Liquid.
dairy,
dairy,
sifted,
Sifted.
and cocoa.
Cocoa.
That one's kind of tricky because it doesn't look like it's spelled. Okay, now we're gonna do our vocabulary words. And those are gonna pop up throughout the book. And I mentioned this one earlier, this is ingredient.
ingredient,
Okay, so ingredient, it's a tricky one. So let's say that one more time together. Ingredient. Good. And now, I mentioned this earlier when we were talking about the book. Does anyone remember what an ingredient is? So if you look in the book, we talked about the book's about the ingredients that we need to make cake. So,
It's like the milk we need.
so it's all the parts that go in to make something new. So we have sugar and chocolate, and all those things are the ingredients that go into like a cake. So who can tell me what an ingredient is? Rachel.
things you need to make something?
Exactly. Okay, and then our next word is tropical.
Tropical,
Yeah, let's say that one more time together.
tropical,
Perfect. Now, tropical is some place that is like warm and sunny, and it's an area of the world that's in on the other side of the equator. So it's below where we live. Okay, so that's tropical. The next one is filtered.
filtered,
Say that one time together.
Filtered.
Perfect. Okay, now filtering is when you're taking something away. So we talked about, so in the book, we're gonna talking about they filtered a part from away from the sugar, so you're left with something else. So you're taking one part away from another to make it into a less part. So the book, here we talk about filtered is the process of separating a solid from a liquid. Okay, so Kelly, will you read that one for us?
The process of separating solids from liquids.
Perfect. And liquids is one of our sight words, so that one we'll get practice with also. Okay, so we're taking the solid away from the liquid. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, we'll keep practicing that one. Now we have bind.
Bind.
Perfect. And now binding is a different process because we're putting two things together. So you're joining one and two, so you're joining ingredients together. So you have to mix things together, okay? So who can tell me what bind means? Tammy.
put things together.
Put things together, exactly. Okay, and our last vocabulary word is harvest. That's it. And together now.
Harvest.
Perfect. And to harvest means to gather crops out from the field to use them. And so in the book, they talk about gathering all the wheat together. They harvest it to turn that into flour. Okay. So Rachel, will you read harvest for us?